What's up, y'all? So, I'm just gonna have a chat. You know, cards might come out. Who knows? But one thing I noticed that a lot of people vibe with is music. And, I was just pondering. Ooh, excuse the voice. Going through adult puberty. But what does music really mean to people? Forgive me if I don't look, at the camera. I will occasionally. It's just, easy for me to visualize things. But music is so powerful. It's so powerful to the point where, people get sued for the music that they put out and create because people react to it. That's not the artist's fault by any means necessary. How can you put the intention of someone else, the reaction of someone else on somebody else? If they are children, it is your paternal duty and responsibility to teach your child. That's the whole point of raising a child, is to teach another human being how to react and or not, how to react and or not react, respond and or not respond, and how to react and respond and how not to react to and respond in certain situations and conditions, especially when it comes to and positive influences and negative influences. If a child listens to something and they go, that's for one, they have something going on inside of them, and that's what makes music so powerful, is the fact that we can connect to it. We can connect to it. Why? Because somebody else has been through what we have been through. Look at that, Nine of Swords. And it allows us to lay our burdens down. It allows us to connect on a level that, we didn't necessarily know how to explain or express ourselves. And somebody else was able to put those feelings into actual words in a medelic form. Some people don't listen to music. They listen to podcasts and things of that nature. And whatever it is, that's why movies are so impactful in the way that they are. That's why. Because we're able to connect to it by, our own choosing. Because we have different likes, and that's what makes us different. Like, some people like different varieties of music, but still, it does the same thing regardless of what it is or who does it or who it's for or who listens to it. That's why we have the variety that we do have. Like, excuse me if it's foggy in here. Hold on, let me. There we go. My camera lens might be a little dirty. Hold on. Yeah, that didn't know. Hold on. Okay, that's okay. It'll be alright. But, anywho, so because of how we react, we want to blame somebody else for it. We want to be greedy. And well, it's your fault because we don't want to take responsibility of our own feelings and actions. Like for children who do go and shoot up the school or do something that they heard in the song because of the influence that it had on them, it had that influence because they connected that to that feeling, to that emotion, to how they feel. And because they looked up to this person, they chose to respond in the way that they feel like, well, because you wrote the song, that's how you would respond, or that's how, rushing in. But the fact that it came out in reverse, we have to be aware not to, do that. That's why our parents, are supposed to be, that's why we have that pressure as parents or role models or just as others in society to, be role models and set standards, and not just for the fact of doing that, but we're doing it because that's the right and wrong thing to do, so we can teach people the right and wrong things of how to respond, or a better course of action, or a sense of change or improvement. Because that's all essentially what we all want to do in life, is improve our situation. And how we respond is what makes it negative or not, what makes it good or bad, what has a positive or not positive outcome. Yeah, I'm going to stop saying I learned something in class today about saying negative. I'm going to say not positive, because that way it's kind of cushioning the blow and you're not attracting negative energy to you. You're attracting not positive, so at least it still has a positive attached to it. So then when you add something positive to it, you're able to build a steady foundation. 4 of cups. Then you add, you're able to use your intuition, go within and, meditate, whatever, take a trip, go outside, run, jog, exercise, play video games, and create a positive, because 2 positives, outweigh that not positive, and then it becomes positive. There are people that do malicious things just to do malicious things. And they're going to do it whether they listen to a music or not. All that is they're fueling that. For whatever reason, that negative became a positive in their life, so they add to that positive. For whatever reason the reason may be. But even still, that's what makes music so powerful. That's what makes music, what it is. But it's an expression of somebody's self. They just found a creative way to do it, creative way to express it. And because it had a stimulating appearance, or it created a stimulating sense, when other people heard it, they became who they are. But it's not their responsibility. It is, but it isn't, because if you do become big, that people do follow you, and your words is a source of an influence, because you're putting that out there. But then if somebody does do it, maybe that's up to the artist. The artist is like, well, I mean, that's something that they're going to have to change within. Like, okay, well, maybe I should, change, because kids do listen and blah, blah, blah. But that's something that they have to do within. They're on their own journey. They're just putting down on words and attaching it to music. So let them go through what they go through. They'll learn. Their karma will come back, or whatever, or they'll grow up, or they'll change, or they'll see something, or, whatever the case may be. But come from feeling a loss or a sense, or being lost, or you're coming out of something, of feeling however the 5 of Pentacles register to you, or to them. Lost, abandoned, out in the cold. Success, that's what going towards success is going from, leaving behind, a source of feeling abandoned and rushing in, and Knight of Swords, being brutal with who cares. But also the Knight of Swords is about cutting change, and cutting and creating a change, and cutting ties, and just like, nope, I ain't dealing with that no more, So instead of them gangbanging and doing whatever it is, they decide to talk about it, and And if other gangs are using it to, oh yeah, well, they do that, and this is our music to do whatever it is, I mean, they're going to have to learn what it is that they're going to have to learn. But it's not the artist's fault. They're talking about what they used to do, what they have been through, or what they thought about doing, or and even still not putting intent, but stories around that environment that they grew up in. Hell, they may not even be the ones that are doing it, but they're actually able to see it. And look at, oh, well, they're fake because they didn't actually do anything they said. But why should they? Just because they have the knowledge and awareness of it. They have knowledge and aware of it, so it became part of their experience, even though they didn't experience it firsthand. That's all it is. They're still able to see it, so they're able to acknowledge it and talk about it and discuss it. Man. Most of them do it so they can end cycles for the people. Like, yes, I've been through this, but look where I'm at right now. So if I can make it here, why can't you? If you feel the need that you can, if it's something that just makes you feel better, then hey, if it's something like, man, well, I could do this too, or I could do music, then do it. Go for it. Don't let nobody tell you anything different either. But music is, we have a connection to it. For whatever reason we do. Even music without words. Music without words gives us a sense of introspection, a sense of going within, a sense of reflecting, a sense of connecting to our mind, body, and spirit, and becoming one with ourselves. Because there is no words to, or somebody else's opinion or thoughts or perception or somebody to relate to. We can only relate to ourselves at that moment of how it makes us feel, what it makes us think about. Well, some people are like, oh, I don't listen to classical music. Maybe you listen to classical music and the first thing in your head, like, this is boring, this is stupid, I need some words, I need some. But then you can listen to a rap or a beat with instrumental and, you know, yeah, that's nice and vibe out to it. It's same thing, it's instrumental. It's a classical instrumental. Because back then they had songs, I'm pretty sure they had songs with words. Somebody did. Somebody just expressed it through people or just violins, and, you know, that's all it is. They felt something through an experience, and when they put those notes together, they put how they felt together, and it just flowed and made a beautiful piece of art. We're all beautiful pieces of art. We're all able to create beautiful pieces of art. I'm looking at time, 13 minutes, that ain't bad. Yeah, music, man. It definitely, it's amazing. It could take a bad situation and make you, because somebody else been through it with you, make you feel so much better. And even like the two biggest songs, you know, out right now are songs that are very powerful. Like, let's say, like Medicine. Everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But what's the difference between that and Iman? Everybody was all, you know, geeked and excited about that, and but I mean, that's how people feel. I'm like, oh, well, that's what they probably did because they're writing about. Well, how you don't know? She could have just thought about that, and it made her feel better to write it down, and she was able to put it in a poetic sense, in a poetic term, like Blue Contrail, oops, oh my. You were talking about, you know what? You cheating on me, you doing this. I ain't about to pay your bills. I'm about to throw all your shit out. It's about to be on the street in garbage bags. Like, oops. I'm gonna go, oops. So, that's just an update version. That's the old school version of Sorry Not Sorry. Like, sorry, but no. I'm really mad. Because that's what certain things make you feel like you should want to do. And even if you did, you know, but at the same time, you know, you're like, damn, you know, that was wrong. I probably shouldn't have did that. But it made me feel good at the time. I mean, at least you real enough to say that. Like, yeah, I did do it and I shouldn't have did it, but it made me feel good at the time. I'm like, oh, I can't believe they just said that. They said it made, because it did. When you do something for payback or revenge, it makes you feel good at the time. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it. If it makes you feel horrible, you wouldn't do it. But also not doing it is overcoming that, even overcoming the temptation. Like, oh, that made me feel so much good, and I'm not going to do it. And that's where being the bigger person comes from. You're being the bigger person for yourself. Not for anybody else, but for yourself. But you know what? I'm capable of not responding to how my emotions want me to respond, because that's negative and it goes against my actual morals. I know that I'm just upset. That's what that says. Like, man. But see? 5 of Swords. Yeah, I'm just playing with the cards, with the energies of what I'm talking about, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm talking about energies don't exist. Yeah, I'm talking about just some random stuff, and the cards happen to be coming out with exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, hold on. I brought my tea up here. Yeah, I wanted to talk to y'all, but I also wanted to, make my tea. But music is very, very powerful. It can help people. It can uplift people. It literally shifts your mood. So how does energy, which is cool of how energy works and transforms and all of that, because music does it. And music is what? Vibrations. Frequencies. Being sent. Going to a club and listening to music, it actually changes your heart rate. You're picking up that frequency. And somebody has words and vibes, whoever created, and they had a positive, uplifting frequency, that's how you're going to feel. If you listen to something, like, man, listen to this, I just felt angry. Well, that person felt angry when they wrote that, or made that instrument, or wrote those words, or... You need to feel angry to release it. Well, there's no difference between that and people listening to that type of music, as long as you don't react to it. And going to kickboxing, karate, like, I have a lot of built up anger, and I could do this to somebody else, but I'm just gonna do it to here, do it to a bag, and it's going to go back, and that energy is going to be released into that bag, but then come back into me, because I'm releasing it in a positive manner, regardless of whether you're angry about a situation or not. But how you're responding to that is being released in a positive way, because this positive way isn't hurting or causing harm intentionally to anyone or anybody. And then you're able to receive that positivity back. And then you're what? Toning your body, getting into shape, transferring of energy. Yeah, man. So I brought it up here because I didn't want it to get cold, too cold. And I'm up here just talking. Man, but energy. That's how you know that this is real. That, everything is related to one another. Everything starts and ends somewhere, or continues going. And being able to do readings and get readings. At first it started off with getting readings, of course, and then be like, man, I feel in touch to it. I was called to, be able to give back in this type of way and other different ways, and just being able to embrace them all. And it's beautiful. It is. Sharing the energy, sharing the positivity. But that's all I got for music for right now. I'll be back with some more videos. Recorded one earlier. It was like almost 2 hours long, but I talked about a whole bunch of different topics. And so I'm gonna cut that down, upload those. But yeah, see y'all later. Deuces.